All right, let's talk. You already know the Kansas City Chiefs are kings of the AFC West. That's not even up for debate. We've got the rings, the record, and the best quarterback on the planet. But while we've been dominating, the rest of the division has been quietly sharpening their blades. And this season, things could get a little more interesting. The Raiders, those Raiders, might finally be turning the corner. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's the Raiders, who cares? But hear me out. They've completely overhauled their organization heading into 2025. New head coach, new general manager, a new quarterback under center, and most importantly, a few dangerous names coming back healthy. The biggest name to watch? Malcolm Kuni. You probably remember him from that ugly Christmas Day game in 2023 when he sacked Mahomes not once, but twice. That guy was a major problem. He had 8 sacks in 17 games that year and was just hitting his stride before a torn ACL ended his 2024 season. Now he's back, and pairing up with Max Crosby to create one of the more underrated pass-rushing duos in the NFL. This isn't just about stats. This is about matchups. We play the Raiders twice this season, once early and again near the end. That means there's a strong chance both games have playoff implications, and if Kuni returns to form, that could spell trouble for any offensive line that's not locked in. So yeah, the Raiders are still chasing us, but this time, they might have the right pieces to actually make it interesting, and that's why Chiefs Kingdom needs to pay attention. Before we go deeper, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel and tap that notification bell. We're pushing for 4,000 subscribers, and your support makes all the difference. Let's hear it from you. Do you think the Raiders are legit contenders this season? Yes or no? Drop your take in the comments, and let's get the debate going. If you're a real Chiefs fan, you probably haven't forgotten Malcolm Kuni. He's not a flashy name like Crosby or Bosa, but he made his presence felt, especially in that brutal Christmas Day loss back in 2023. Yeah, that game still stings. Mahomes got sacked 4 times, and 2 of those came from Kuni alone. The guy was playing like a man possessed. Now here's the thing. 2023 wasn't just a fluke. Kuni was quietly putting together a strong season. He racked up 8 sacks over 17 games, and he was just starting to break out. Not many people were talking about him nationally, but anyone watching the AFC West closely could see the guy was a rising star. Then, 2024 hit, and disaster struck. Kuni tore his ACL, and just like that, his momentum came to a stop. The Raiders' pass rush took a hit without him, and they struggled to get consistent pressure outside of Max Crosby. But now, he's healthy, he's back, and he's hungry. From what we're hearing out of Raiders OTAs and early off-season reports, Kuni hasn't lost a step. The guy's working like someone with something to prove, and that's dangerous, especially when he's got Crosby on the other side drawing double teams. That opens up one-on-one matchups for Kuni, and we've seen what he can do in those situations. Now let's be clear. This doesn't mean the Chiefs should be scared. Far from it. Mahomes is still Mahomes, but it does mean the offensive line has to be dialed in when we face the Raiders. Donovan Smith and Jawan Taylor better be ready because if they're not, Kuni is the kind of guy who can turn a game with one big hit. This is where things get real for us fans. We love the flashy stuff, the deep bombs to Rice or the magic moments from Kelsey, but games are often won and lost in the trenches. And if the Raiders suddenly have 2 legit pass rushers again, we've got to pay attention. Quick question for you. Do you think Malcolm Kuni can return to his 2023 form? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying the breakdown so far, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more than you know. All right, we've talked about Malcolm Kuni, but now it's time to focus on the guy who's been a thorn in the Chiefs' side for years, Max Crosby. If there's one name on the Raiders roster that commands respect, even from Chiefs Kingdom, it's this guy. Let's get real for a second. Crosby is the heart and soul of that Raiders defense. He's not just a tough edge rusher, he's one of the most consistent and relentless players in the entire league. Over the past 3 seasons, He's piled up double-digit sacks every single year, and in 2023, he hit a career high with 14.5 sacks. That's elite production, and it's not by accident. The dude is an absolute workhorse. What separates Crosby from other pass rushers isn't just the stats, it's the motor. He doesn't quit. Whether it's the first snap or the final play in the fourth quarter, he's going full speed. Mahomes has even admitted in interviews that Crosby is one of the toughest guys to deal with because of that constant pressure. It's like he's always in your face. And now, with Kuni coming back healthy, Crosby won't have to carry the entire load by himself. That's bad news for anyone facing the Raiders, including us. With two legit threats coming off the edge, offensive lines have to make choices. Who do you double? Who do you chip? And if you guess wrong, your quarterback's getting planted. The Raiders clearly know what they have in Crosby, too. He's locked in under a long-term deal that makes him one of the highest-paid defensive players in the league. And he's worth every penny for them. He's their leader, their identity, their tone setter. Now here's where you come in. What's your favorite Chiefs moment against Max Crosby? Is it when we shut him down completely? Or maybe when Mahomes juked him and launched a 40-yarder downfield? Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear the memories. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. We're pushing toward 4,000 Chiefs fans in this community, and every click helps us grow. Let's set the stage. Patrick Mahomes versus the Raiders pass rush. It's one of the most fascinating matchups in football. We've seen it play out a dozen times over the years, and it's never boring. But this season, it could be one of the most strategic battles yet. Mahomes has had a lot of success against the Raiders. His career record speaks for itself. The guys shredded them with deep passes, quick throws, and those classic Mahomes scrambles that break defenses' spirits. But here's the twist. Las Vegas is evolving. With Malcolm Kuni back and Max Crosby still a monster, they've got the pieces to push back. And that's where it becomes a chess match. See, the thing about Mahomes is he's not just a freak athlete. He's smart. He studies tendencies. He knows when to get rid of the ball early, when to extend plays, and when to strike deep. But even the best quarterbacks need time. If Kuni and Crosby collapse the pocket in under 3 seconds, even Mahomes has to get creative. So what do the Chiefs do? First off, expect a heavy dose of quick game. Screens, slants, bubble passes to guys like Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Anything to slow down the edge rushers and make them think twice. Andy Reid knows how to neutralize pressure, and you better believe he'll have the game plan ready. Second, this is where our O-line has to earn their paycheck. Guys like Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, and Jawan Taylor need to be on their A-game. No blown assignments, no lazy feet, because one bad snap, one missed block, and the play's blown up. And don't sleep on Mahomes making plays with his legs either. If Crosby crashes inside too hard and Kuni gets too deep, Mahomes can slip out and pick up 15 yards before anyone even knows what happened. Bottom line, this matchup isn't just strength versus strength, it's brains versus chaos. Mahomes and Reid against Crosby and that fast-improving Raiders D-Quick poll for you. Who wins the matchup this year? Mahomes or the Raiders pass rush? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's get some friendly smack talk going. And hey, if you're loving this breakdown, hit that like button and help us reach that 4,000 subscriber milestone. All right, here's where it all comes together. The Raiders have been loading up. They're getting Kuni back, Crosby's still in his prime, and their defense looks more dangerous than it has in years. But here's the million-dollar question. Does it actually change the AFC West landscape in 2025? Let's be honest, the Chiefs have owned this division. 7 straight AFC West titles. Back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Patrick Mahomes hasn't just beaten his divisional rivals, he's dominated them. But that kind of run puts a big red target on your back, and teams like the Raiders are coming for the crown harder than ever. Kuni and Crosby together again gives Las Vegas a legit pass rush duo. That matters. If you want to beat Mahomes, you have to make him uncomfortable. You can't just sit back and play coverage, you've got to attack. And the Raiders, for once, might actually have the horses to do it. But here's where Chiefs Kingdom can breathe a little easier. The gap between the Chiefs and the rest of the division isn't just about defense. It's about culture, leadership, coaching. Mahomes, Reed, Kelsey. They've built something that's bigger than any single pass rusher or off-season storyline. That's not to say the games will be easy. Far from it. I wouldn't be surprised if both Chiefs-Raiders matchups this year are absolute dogfights. You better believe those guys in silver and black are circling those games on the calendar. But you know what? So are the Chiefs. Because defending the throne is just as motivating as chasing it. And here's the reality. Kansas City lives for this. Pressure, expectation, tough divisional matchups. That's what they do. That's where Mahomes shines brightest. So while the Raiders might make some noise, the Chiefs are still the ones controlling the volume. Let's wrap with this. Do you think the Raiders are the biggest threat to the Chiefs in the AFC West this year? Or is it still the Chargers, or maybe even a sneaky Broncos run? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a breakdown. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll be there in no time. Thanks for hanging out. With me today, Chiefs Kingdom. Until next time, keep repping red and gold, and let's gear up for another run.